Hello and welcome to the Ventura Rock Spot. I'm your host, music journalist, and artist mindset coach, Drea Joe. The Ventura Rock Spot is a monthly program featuring original musicians from and around or traveling through Ventura County, California. You can find out more about our program and see past episodes on our website at VenturaRockSpot.com, where you can also get details on how to become a featured artist yourself. For more information and the latest on what's happening in the music scene in and around Ventura, including gig schedules at local venues, check out VenturaRocks.com. In this episode, we have with us local rock favorite, the Guitar and Whiskey Club. And joining us today are guitarist and founder Jeff Donovan, along with frontman Mark Prudhoe and bassist Frank Yano. Hi, guys.
Hey, how you doing, Andrea?
Good. Good to see you all here.
Yeah, great to be here.
It's a crazy time for music and musicians. So I'm excited to link in with you and see what's been happening in your world. Since you're known for your really energetic shows, tell me what's really changed since lockdown. Has it brought new creativity or has it felt a little stifling?
I'd say at first it felt a little stifling, but yes, it has brought new creativity, a new lineup for the band, new songs. Things are finally opening up and getting back to normal, and we're out and gigging again. So
excellent. That's what we want to hear. I know you've been writing a lot over this period, the last couple of years, and I wanted to give viewers a chance to kind of see some of your latest music. And you're generally known for really upbeat, high energy rock anthems, but there's sometimes a more gentle song that slips in there. And tell me about your song, I Know. What's this one about?
I Know was about actually my first real girlfriend a long time ago. It took me only 40 years to get the lyrics out.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's about that. And it's about, two young kids who, fell in love and then fell out of love, but mended their differences and became best friends and are still really, really good friends.
Amazing. Good stuff. Very cathartic all around. Let's take a minute and take a look at I Know from Guitar and Whiskey Club. Thanks so much, you guys. That was I Know by the Guitar and Whiskey Club. So you mentioned a couple of changes in the lineup. I know Mark Prudeau was added as the lead vocalist, and he's since become somewhat of a collaborator. Can you touch on that? How has he changed things for GWC?
A great deal. We have the male voice that I've wanted in the band, and a terrific front man for live shows as well. I just think it makes us fit a lot more than it did.
Excellent. It's always good when you find.
I had recorded the band before, and it's so refreshing to hear how the band sounds now in comparison to those early recordings. And we actually went back and redid them and redid Mark's vocals on them. And it's just such a breath of fresh air to hear Mark singing on some of those earlier songs.
Oh, shucks, guys. I don't know what to say. I'd like to thank the Academy.
I was going to say no slapping allowed. Come on now.
Keep your
Amazing.
It's great working with Jeff. Jeff, he's really easy to collaborate with. So, and it's fun. So, he gives me a little bit of freedom to do, what I need to do in the direction I want to go, and pulls me back when I need to be pulled back. So
it's really been great collaborating with Mark too. All I need to do is either hand him the music and say, well, here's the title, I got nothing else, or just say, here, I got nothing else except the music, and he'll put the rest together.
Work your magic. That's great. That's great. And great feedback there, Frank, from the sort of the evolution of the band and just hearing how much that dynamic and that energy has changed. And certainly
that's really nice to see where the band is progressing and how far it's gone. And that's what initially drew me to want to become a part of it.
Awesome. Very cool. So speaking of Mark wrote one of your more recent releases. Let's take a minute and check that out. This is Does Your Dog Bite? And this was written by Mark with the music from Jeff.
Walk this dog at the end of the night. I'm sure that one of us is gonna find something.
That was Does Your Dog Bite by the Guitar and Whiskey Club. Thanks, guys. I'm guessing that one was a little tongue-in-cheek. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were writing about there, Mark?
I've got dogs that are my best friends. I've got best friends that are a little bit of a dog. And, they both work for me, The question is, do they bite? And, most of the time, no.
Good. That's always a good thing to know going in, for sure. For sure. So let's talk about you, Frank. You've also brought some writing chops, I understand. Now, I know this is a little under the radar for now, but I think there's some pretty big things in the works.
There's a couple songs that I brought to the band. One in particular, we've already played out a couple times. It's called Playing with Fire. And it's one of the type of songs, I wrote a bunch of songs during the lockdown, and it was a song that I thought just fit with this band in particular so well.
We seem to like fire in this band.
Fire.
There's a lot of fire, a lot of whiskey, obviously, but a lot of fire. So, that's cool. Maybe there'll be some pyrotechnics in your future. You never know. Hopefully not. You all have a lot of hair going on, so maybe keep that at a distance, no hair products, all that kind of thing. We don't need any relived crazy memories from back in the day. But so, what makes you guys unique, other than the stage show and this incredible energy that this new formation brings? I heard a little rumor that you have 2 drummers. What's up with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, we do. We started with, when it was still lockdown before we were gigging, Adam Ponce, who actually plays with Mark in Mark's other band, the Carry On Band. And Adam really loved the music and wanted to be the drummer and record with us. And we said, great, let's do it. And we recorded some songs. And Adam also does the mixing on all the songs. He's a very talented individual. However, he is too busy to do any gigs or do any rehearsals. He only does the recording. So we knew that we needed to have somebody for the live shows. And we found Jason D'Amelio, and Jason does the live drumming with us. So it's actually worked out really well for the time being. And I think that's going to change in the future. And we are going to find our permanent drummer who does everything with us. But for now, that's how it's working, and it's working out really well.
It's kind of a unique combination. I think that brings a lot to the table when you have those 2 elements working for you behind the scenes. So that's really cool.
It's very different like that. When we tell people that, most of their reactions are just, what? How does that work?
But again, I think that speaks to that collaborative energy that, you've all alluded to. And even what you said, Frank, the evolution of the band, and just when you have that cohesive energy and everyone's on the same plane and coming to the table with the same frequency and the same energy, I think it's easy to work with a group.
Yes.
Yeah, these days with the technology that we have, we could be on different sides of the country.
Yeah.
And, sending files back and forth to each other. So it's not that difficult to do. And in fact, it's probably a lot more of it going on than people realize.
And it's probably the way that we're going to continue. I mean, COVID really brought that out. And everybody had to figure out, well, how do we do this remotely? How do we do this? And it's really been working for us. Everybody does everything on their own timeline. And there's no pressure. You're not sitting in a studio going, well, that was $50 for that hour. That was $50 for that hour. So in that regard, it's really worked out well. And we will probably continue doing things that way.
We're actually not even sitting next to each other.
This is a reasonable facsimile of what you would look like in the same room. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, we've really gotten the technology.
Yeah.
We won't ask which one's the hologram, but yeah. Got it. So what would you say have or continue to be your biggest challenges as a band, especially as a band that's really centered around live performance?
When we find a date that we're all free, it's great.
Right.
But that's probably the biggest challenge. I mean,
But it hasn't really been even that much of a challenge.
yeah.
We're pretty much available to put the time in for this.
Even though it's a challenge, it also provides benefits because we're pulling resources, and sharing, resources and knowledge and, techniques that we've developed in other projects or,
Sure.
on our own time, so it makes it more of a collaborative process, I guess.
Definitely. I think that's definitely the theme of everything we've been speaking about is really that collaborative energy. And just, I think, the frequency that you all come to the table with, the fact that you're able to communicate that well really helps the process, I think. And
Really,
with all the juggling you're doing as well. Yeah, for sure. Very cool. So if I could maybe take a moment with each of you and kind of give maybe one line or one piece of advice that each of you would say. I mean, you've been such a cohesive band, you've been through a lot over the years. And what would you say individually has been the one thing that has stood out as what works?
stick with it. Perseverance. That's really what matters. It's easy to give up. It's hard to go forward, but if you make the effort, it will work.
I'd say build a community. Don't let music become a competition. It should be a collaboration. So build a community, support the other artists that you work with and the other artists that are trying to work with you. A rising tide lifts all boats.
I like your answer better than mine. Can we switch something?
All right, let's just change
I
the
like that. No, amen, Mark. Good words. Good words. What about yourself, Frank?
Forget music, become a lawyer or a doctor.
That's good.
Realist. Dun, dun, dun. Come on now.
The thing about music for me in particular, it's what gets me up in the morning. Yeah. If I did not have music, my life would be far more dreary and not as fulfilling. So it's hard being a songwriter. It's something that we almost have to do. And so not doing it is something that is just unacceptable. So if you want to be a musician, do it because you love it. Do it because you love it.
Because it's more an addiction than it is a career. But on top of that, I'll also say that it's the only profession where when you go to work, you actually get to say, I'm going to go play. Right. Everybody else goes to work, we go play. So
true. Very well put. I've never actually thought about it that way, but yes, I've heard from many musicians that say, I'm not in music, music is in me.
Yeah.
It's who you are. It's part of how you show up in the world. So, all right. So any last words from any of you today that you want to share with the viewers?
Yes, come to guitarandwhiskeyclub.com and find out all about us. You can find out about our shows. You can find out about our merch. You can find out about whatever you want to find out, our bios. It's all there.
And we're also on all the social media platforms, of course. And it's always Guitar and Whiskey Club, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just look for Guitar and Whiskey Club and you'll find us.
And come see us play.
And the streaming service.
A live show.
Come out to a show.
Come to a show.
Support live music and support local venues.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Thank you so much, you guys. And for all of you viewers that have not heard this band live, do yourself a favor and check them out. They are a blast. It is a really fun, energetic show, and they are all absolutely passionate about what they do. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining us today. And
thank you.
Absolutely. Like Mark said, check them out, guitarandwhiskeyclub.com. And on our way out today, we want to check out their video for Rebel Fire. Do any of you want to add a little tidbit about this song before we check it out?
Don't play with fire, kids.
Play with fire. Yeah, we have a lot of songs that have to do with fire. But basically, this is about the passion that we share for playing live music. It's the Rebel Fire that drives our heart.
Perfect. And I'm sure you have some music coming up in the next little bit.
We absolutely do. We're trying to come out with as much as possible, as soon as possible. So just keep checking us out, and you'll see some new music in the stream.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
We'll stand